And it's a frequency use, VE3RCAF. Good evening, everyone. This is the Sandbox Roundtable Net. I'm your net controller this evening. My name is Rob, and we're using call sign tonight, Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force. It's a special event call sign celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force. And my personal call sign is VE3PCP, but tonight we're using the special event call sign, and we will submit the log from tonight to the group that's in London from the London Amateur Radio Club that's putting the program together. So we will look forward to getting some check-ins tonight. I'm not sure how the bands are going to be. The SFI right now is showing 0 on my app, but I'm hoping that that's an error. At 7:30, we will QSY to 1.933 megahertz and continue to try and take some more check-ins there, of course, depending on the conditions. So with that, we'll stand by for any emergency or priority traffic, VE3RCAF. And nothing heard, so we will open it up for general check-ins. This is Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force, standing by for your call.
VE3UP.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Mike India.
Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Quebec November.
Okay, we will hold it there. VA3UP, come on in, Scott.
VE3RCAF, VA3UP. Oh, that's weird. You know what? I've got a little antenna situation here. It's not really, it doesn't seem to be really matched. Why don't you pick up Dave, CMI, and I'll be right back.
Okay, roger. Good evening, Dave. V3CMI, come on in.
Oh, thanks, Rob. And Scott's 15 to 20 over here in Listowel. So he's still putting out. Anyway, very good. Nice hearing you on there, Rob. And the band's a lot better tonight than it has been in the last little while. Last night I got on, I couldn't hear anything or next to anything. It was so bad, so I didn't even check in. But at any rate, it was a busy day today. I went to the gun club. It was the spring cleanup for the range, and tried for most of the day. And they supplied with the big burger barbecue and some pies, homemade pies, and other refreshments. So it was a great day. Spent about 5 hours there and had a good time. Wasn't on the radio at all today. Turning it on at about 6 o'clock here to come down and check, see what's going on around the band. That's about it. So it wasn't busy, but it was a good day. It kept me working, and I'll probably suffer for it tomorrow. Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, Dave, very good. Yeah, I wasn't really on the radio too much today either. Checked into OnTARS this morning, and that was about it. And did some work. I've got a couple old Dentron amplifiers here, so getting them dusted off, and we're getting ready. We're going to tentatively participate in the Trillium thing there the first weekend in May. It's a joint military ham radio operation, so we're probably going to participate in that. So trying to get all the equipment tuned up and ready to go for that. So that's kind of what I spent a few hours at my afternoon here today. Back to you.
Oh, very good. Well, keeping yourself busy and out of jail, that's awesome. Yeah, the weather was kind of odd today. It was cool with wind, and then it started snowing, and I was working outside, and the snowflakes were about the size of 5-cent pieces, and maybe a little bigger, almost quarter size at times, but just big flakes, very fluffy. And that happened for about 15 minutes, and then it went back to regular, just little flakes, and then quit altogether. It was cold. I had to warm my hands up a few times around the outside barbecue, but other than that, that's the way it goes. It felt good to get out and have some fresh air. Anyway, Rob, I'll let you go. I hope Scott has figured out the antenna problem, but he sure was getting out good here. Talk to you later, Rob. Good luck with everything, and thanks for being there. I do appreciate it. Cheers. Victor Echo 3, Charlie Mike India.
Okay, Dave, very good. Yeah, the conditions are better than I thought it was going to be. I looked at my phone app for band conditions and saw the SFI at 0 and sunspots at 240, A at 12, and K at 2. So really wasn't sure what to expect tonight. But so far, I mean, you and Scott and Ryan down there and Goddard have been nice and strong, no problem at all. So thanks for coming in tonight, Dave, and we'll look for you again next week. And Scott, VE3RCAF, are you back in there?
Yeah, we'll make another stab at it. This time we're fine. Thanks for the report there, Dave. No, I was mistuned, and when you start talking and the meters aren't saying what they're supposed to say, you want to check it. Anyway, we're all good here, and we were. Dave was today. It was very cold. It was bitter out. It was windy at about 5 or 6 degrees, and I was dealing with some of the beginnings of my yard work and trying to get a few things straightened out. I got piles and piles of dead oak leaves. They came down over the winter, and they've blown into corners and drifted, so to speak, and I've got to get rid of them or they'll kill all the grass, which is starting to come up. Anyway, it was nice to get outside, and you know what? A little cold air down the lungs, a little exercise doesn't hurt that much. Anyway, and just to be official, VE3RCAF, back to you.
Yeah, okay, Scott, very good. Yeah, I was outside for a bit today. It wasn't real warm here, but it was sunny. And on my property here, I'm surrounded completely by white cedar trees, so whatever wind was there was kind of up in the top and not too much at ground level, but we got lots of sticks and branches and stuff to pick up after that windstorm we had there last week, so that'll be something that I can get my son to get a little bit more active and do for me, QSL.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing, cleaning up the mess from the windstorm. Excuse me. We sit on top of the hill, so I get the full force of the wind. And when it's coming off Lake Ontario, there's nothing between me and the wind, although we are surrounded by trees. But to the west, we're fairly open. And I did get a lot of damage from that windstorm. No trees came down, just a ton of branches and crap, all that kind of stuff, and I had to clean all that up. And I've also got construction going in the yard, the work they're doing on the deck, and a circular bench saw out there and everything, and it's all covered up. But all the gear is there, and I can hardly wait for them to finish so I can clean that up. Anyway, we're in a cleaning up mood today, and I did some radio today. I made a few contacts on 80 and 40 and talked to, I guess I added a few beats to a few pots. That's about all I do. They don't really contest. Back to you, Rob.
Yeah, okay, very good, Scott. Yeah, I know the Ontario QSO party is happening this weekend, but I spent a lot of time on the air on Thursday for World Amateur Radio Day, and I just didn't really feel in the mood for doing the QSO party this weekend.
Oh yeah, you can definitely get radioed out. I've done that, but we had a good time today. It was nice to come in from the cold, and we lit a nice fire in the fireplace. And I can hardly wait for the warm weather to come. Anyway, we'll be listening in. Have a good net there, Rob. Thanks for doing what you do for VE3RCAF.
Yeah, okay, Scott, very good. Yeah, next weekend on the 27th. We're going to be doing a full day operation for International Marconi Day, so we'll get lots of radio then. So anyway, thanks for dropping by, Scott. Always good to hear you in there. And Ryan, VA3SQN, come on in.
Yeah, hi, Rob. VE3RCAF, VA3SQN, operating today with the squadron call sign. I was trying to get some of the cadets out to the station here tonight, but the ones I was able to get a hold of all had other stuff going on tonight. Now that we're into the spring weather, at the Air Cadet Squadron Roberts, we've tried to get our spring radio, basic radio course up and running, so we hope to get a couple more cadets on the air over this season. Get them operating. We have access to a new training area that we're hoping to be able to get some antennas put up on this spring, as well as someone has donated some space for us to be able to put up, put in a computer system with flight simulator and a whole simulated cockpit area with video screens and everything. So lots of things for the cadets to play around with this spring. Didn't get on the air too much earlier today. We had both birthday party and a celebration of life to go to, so lots on the go, but back in time to jump on here with you tonight. And thanks for letting me know you'd be on here. And I wanted to get stationed in the logbook for the 100th anniversary of the Air Force for sure. We didn't, we heard there was some snow in Goddard, but didn't see any ourselves today, so we left out, but it was a little cool here along the coast. I live in Port Albert, north of Goddard, so not too far down the road from you. And I'd like to also get an entry in on my own call sign for the log there as well under Victor Echo 3 November Oscar Zulu. If we're able to do that too, back to Victor Echo.
Okay, very good, Ryan. Yeah, I've got you entered in there as Victor Echo 3 November Oscar Zulu as well, so that'll be good for both your cadets and for yourself. So how many cadets do you have down there, Ryan? Just so that everybody knows, Ryan runs the Air Cadets in Goderich, and they did a contact with the ISS some time ago, and I managed to be able to record it on my remote station here. At least I heard the ISS quite well. Didn't hear the youngsters in Goderich, but got the one side of it anyway. So back to you, Ryan. Maybe you can tell the group a little bit about what you guys do down there.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Right now we have around 28 cadets, I think. We've been on sort of a rebuilding the last 2 years, sort of rebuilding, like coming out of COVID. We were down to about 20 cadets there 2 years ago, and yeah, it was a great experience for the 21 cadets that were available to come in December 2022 through the Air contact. Very neat experience, and I've heard a few of them just on my way driving around in the vehicle on the having that downlink frequency on the scanner. So it definitely was interesting to be able to do that two-way from actual broadcast station. So we have a good group of cadets, and we got sort of a quiet winter, but we got a lot of activities coming up. We're sliding and flying, and they're heading off to a treetop adventure and a bunch of other field work. And I don't know if I think there'll be an announcement pretty soon, but there's an antique World War II, very large 4-engine aircraft supposed to be coming to Goddard in June from the Hamilton area, if that makes any sense. I think that's officially going to be announced with dates and which aircraft I'm talking about here in the next couple weeks. So the cadets are going to be able to experience that visiting aircraft that doesn't get to Goddard very often anymore, so looking forward to that. And back to you, Rob, and the group, VE3RCAF, VE3RCAF.
Yeah, okay, Ryan, very good. So I assume that you're talking about the Lancaster from Hamilton. That's good. And the Warplane Heritage Museum used to do an hour on ONTARS once a week, but I think that they kind of lost their the radio station shack at the museum, so I'm not sure what they're doing now. I know that Barry VE3 Barry, the controller, the manager for the ONTARS Net, he was trying to get them set up, I think, on his remote VE3ISX. Don't know why I couldn't think of his call sign, but anyway, so I know that he was trying to get them set up on his remote. I don't know whether they're set up with that yet or not, but yeah, it'd be good to have the 4-engine warplane at at the Goderich Airport, and I'll have to keep an eye open, and see if I can go down and take my son down there to look at it. And just so you're aware, I am live streaming the net tonight. I do every Saturday night, so if you want to, you go to my YouTube channel, and you can pick it up, and at least you can share this evening with your cadets, and we can certainly set up a sched some other evening during the week to if you are able to get some of them in the shack and on the air. So VE3SQN, VE3RCAF.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. That sounds great. We're hoping to get another opportunity here before the end of the month to get the cadets on to make contact with the station. And we, in fact, took the squadron down to Hamilton last spring, 2023, and did an overnight experience with the officer cadet. And during that, we made contact with a couple of the operators that do operate the radio station at the Four-Plane Heritage. And we were able to get on there that morning, and on the Sunday morning we were there, and make a couple contacts. So that was a great opportunity while we were there too. So, lots of connections between the radio and flying and those aircraft. Back to you, VE3RCAF, VE3SQN.
Yeah, okay, very good. Do you know, or have you heard of Captain Rob, VE3RMJ? He's a commercial pilot flying aircraft, and he gets on, I think he gets on 20 meters when he's up in the air sometimes.
No, I haven't, but that's definitely something we look into making contact with at any point.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I don't think I've had a QSO with him when he's in the air, but I know that he does do it, and I think it's mostly on 20 meters, but I could be corrected on that. Anyway, Ryan, thanks very much for dropping by, and just get in touch with me if there's an evening this week that you want to try and do a sched QSO.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for the opportunity, and have a good evening, everybody.
Contact.
Yeah, go ahead, contact.
Yeah, if you put me on the list, I'd like to talk to VE3RCAF. This is VE3CAF.
Yep, yeah, you're on the list there, Cliff. I'll get to you very shortly here, QSO.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Ryan, and thanks for coming in and talking about your cadets there. And this is the Sandbox Net. VE3RCAF is taking check-ins tonight. I've got Cliff on the list there. Who else is out there? Come on now, please. Okay, Cliff, looks like you're all by yourself.
That's the story of my life. And I didn't catch whether it was a VE or VA.
It's Victor Echo.
Yeah, VE3RCAF. This is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Alpha Fox. Over.
Okay, Cliff, got you in there. I got you a nice 5.9 plus signal here this evening on the west coast of Ontario. QSO?
The west coast of Ontario. Excellent. I'm on the hill in Ontario. I don't know if that counts for any extra points, but whatever. And you do have the name. We're actually, the location is Stockdale, which is just north of the RCAF station in Trenton by about 16 miles. And having spent over 30 years with the RCAF, I thought apropos, I'd love to be able to touch base with you guys. Glad to see some activity for it all. And I'm very, very pleased to now be part and parcel and on the roll call for that station. Back to you, my man. Thank you, Ryan. VE3RCAF, Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Alpha Fox.
Yeah, very good, Cliff. Well, it's Rob here, VE3PCP. That's operating the call sign. Ryan's with the Air Cadets in Goderich, and their call is VA3SQN. So if you want to have a quick contact with him, you're welcome to give him a call if you can hear him.
Yeah, FQN, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. Spent many many weeks in Trenton as a cadet and as an officer, cadet leader over the years, so very familiar with that area, and nice to see lots of activity still down there, although we don't have a lot of cadet training down there anymore. Over.
Yeah, regrettably, a lot of that stuff is, a lot of that activity has waded away, and that's very, very unfortunate, specifically for some of the younger guys out there that, for lack of other activity, would have had the advantage of getting in to the RCAF or Canadian Forces cadet system, and or even other cadet systems, whatever. Thanks, just wanted to contact there, fellas, and I thank you very much for allowing me in here and taking the time with me. So, back to whomever is going to be the net control here. This is Victor America 3 Charlie Alpha Foxtrot.
Okay, Cliff, very good. Well, you know, you're always welcome to come in and take as much time as you want, and that's what the net is all about, making connections and having good conversation. QSL?
I think I've heard that somewhere before. Well, yeah, anyway, I acknowledge Victor Alpha 3 CAF.
Yeah, okay, Cliff, very good. Yeah, very wise gentleman told me that once.
Bravo Zulu to him.
Very good. This is Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force for the Sandbox Net, looking for further check-ins. Well, it looks like we celebrated too early, maybe there, Cliff. Anyway, I hope it didn't scare anybody away. It's a Saturday evening. I think there's a hockey game on, so maybe the Leafs are still playing, are they? Anyway, we'll carry on. This is Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force for the Sandbox Net, looking for further check-ins. Sandbox Roundtable Net, VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net tonight, looking for further check-ins.
Victor Echo 3, November Echo Juliet.
And Victor Echo 3, November Echo Juliet. Come on in, Terry.
Hey there, Rob. Things are fans not in very good shape tonight by the sun. I don't know what temperature we got here, somewhere around 4, 5. Some of my weather stations buggered up too. Just like the operator, Bob. How's things at your end, over?
Oh, it's not too bad, Terry. You know, it's a typical Saturday. I didn't have to go to work, so that's always a good start for the weekend.
And you spend the rest of the time, or are going to spend the balance of the time on ham radio, I'll bet. Or should I think something different?
Well, I'll spend at least until about 7:45 or 8 o'clock on radio tonight, QSL.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do. Late in the day to beginning of the day. Anyway, I just realized that my nice AV switch, my transfer relay, the main relay goes between cabinet 1 and cabinet 2, which allows me all the antennas on cabinet 1 on my 7100. It's dragging its feet a little bit today. The motor spins up, and then it starts to switch. Ooh, I start to stop taking that apart. Be more parts in there than a $2 watch anyway, Rob, over.
Yeah, okay, Terry, very good. Well, I'm sure that you'll be able to get in there and give it a bit of a tune-up, QSL.
I'm hoping so. It's also a pretty good chance it's not cherry fruit. I do have another one.
It's almost identical, but it's 120 volts, 15 years, 24 volts. Major job to convert to 120 volts, but he does it, so. Although I got it already to go up on the plane, I might have to make that conversion there for it. Oh no, that'll never happen. Things could be in there, so they can pick me up VE3 and check.
Okay, Terry, very good. Yeah, you're fading there at the end, but I got 99.9% of that. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you again soon. VE3NAJ, VE3RCAF. And this is the Sandbox Roundtable Net. VE3RCAF standing by for check-ins.
VE3ORM.
VE3ORM, come on in.
Yes, good evening, Kevin. And it's Paul here, of course. Another coolish day. Never really warmed up past 8, 9 degrees. It didn't rain, though. Well, I did see some frozen stuff coming down. At 8 degrees, I looked at the thermometer. So that's geoengineering. That's what they can do. I was out in the garage today. Hey, that's where I spend my time, I think. Wired in a switch for my Samurai. When you flip the switch, it's not going to start and it's not going to crank because that's all disabled. And nobody will know where the switch is. It's accessible but not visible, you know. So that was a good day's work, and it does take time to do these things. It takes more time than you'd anticipate. You know, finding which wire do I have to mess with, which 2 wires do I mess with, and where am I going to hide this switch? That took time. You know, oh, try here, that's good. Nah, that won't work, you know, and stuff like that. But there you go. And I don't know if this means anything, but 40 years and 2 days ago, on April 15, 1984, this kid here, that's me, passed the amateur radio test. And got my basic license. And then I think it was October 18th, the following year, 1985, I got my advance. And back then there was no doing it at the club and stuff or multiple choice. You know, you got a exam paper and some was multiple choice, but you had to write an essay on what a certain component did in a power supply or how to build a power supply or how a tube works. Well, I got out because I was still building power supplies, and the question on my exam was, what does the bleeder resistor do? Well, I know about 10 things that'll do for you. So that was easy. Wrote a nice, eloquent page. And of course, I passed the 10-minute CW, and the following year, 15 CW. That was no problem for me by that time. I'd worked at all the CW. So whether it means anything or not, 40 years plus a little bit. How's that?
Yeah, okay, Paul, very good. Yeah, I got my ticket the similar years. I got my basic in 1985, wrote the exam at the DOC office in London, and got my advanced 1 year later. So very similar timeline and similar experience with the tests and the code and so forth. Did a lot of code, did a lot of CW the first year of operation, and got my 10-meter endorsement after 6 months, and conditions, I think, as I recall, were pretty good back then. And as far as your hidden switch on your Samurai, if you leave it turned so that you can't drive it, you're going to save yourself a lot of gas. QSL.
Yeah, it's a neat little car, and it's all fixed up. It's not highly modified, but I've done some additional work, such as that. A little bit of suspension work. Well, I had put all shocks on it and whatnot. And I built bumpers and rock sliders and all kinds of things like that. But it's not going out in that rough stuff, I tell you. It brings to mind over the years, well, these days, the most stolen car is a Honda CR-V. That's in Toronto. They disappear very quickly. Years ago, I read that, or heard on the radio, I guess, that a Corvette's life expectancy before it's stolen in New York City is something like 3 hours. No, maybe it was 3 minutes. People watch, and even in some cities, they don't necessarily try to hotwire it and so on. What they do is a guy comes along with a tow truck and hauls it up on the bed and drives off. And nobody questions him because it looks official, like he was supposed to be doing that. Car broke down and he's taking it to a shop. Nah, they're borrowing it. And the cars in Toronto wind up in a container on the docks in Toronto. Within 2 hours, they're there, Let's say go to a chop shop. Also, a guy tries to steal a car. I believe it was New York, and a modern car with all the electronics, and you can't beat them. But these guys got, little electronic gadgets. They can hack the codes and open the door in, less than a minute, stuff like that. And he did get the car started. But guess what? It was, you're going to laugh. It was a standard shift, and he didn't know how to drive that, So he gets out, the car starts running, and the cops call him. Funny, Another guy puts a radio, he puts a sign in his car saying, no radio in this car, because, they steal stereos and that. They'll smash a window, just get your stereo. Well, somebody smashed the window and put another sign in there saying, just checking. So sometimes you can't win. This is VE3RCAF.
Yeah, sometimes for sure. Well, you know what? My 2013 Chevy Silverado is about 363,000 kilometers on it, so I guess it'd be wishful thinking if somebody would steal it. Hi.
Yeah, they don't care what they're going to steal. And some of them take the car to a chop shop, and within an hour, it's all dismantled and whatnot. But lots of cars, they just go in a container down on the dock. And they're headed out on a ship by the next morning. And I've always heard they go to China, and people over there can buy, I guess, cheaper car. I don't know. But they transportation back and forth, But that's the way the world is, or that's the way the people in the world are. My other vehicle, my Bronco 2, has a kill switch in it, so it won't start, and no ignition, nothing. But that only protects you so far, They're just a conduit for the truck. But everything around here is locked up. It's just the way the world is. We take care, have fun. It's like yesterday. It's broken out, kind of sunny now, and a few clouds and that. But it was terribly dull all day long. And just about 6 o'clock, it started to get a bit sunnier and cloudy, and then that. It's kind of bright right now, blue sky sort of, most places. But let's hope it stays for tomorrow. Take care. Thank you, VE3RCAF.
Yeah, okay, Paul, very good. Well, you know, the final word here is that the trick is to drive a car that nobody wants, and you don't need to worry about somebody stealing it. You have a good evening. This is Rob, VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for any further check-ins.
Sorry, I got your name wrong.
Well, that's okay. The person that is sponsoring the call sign is a member of the London Amateur Radio Club, so that's the name that you see when you look up the call sign on QRZ, QSL.
Yeah, now your location, please.
This is Rob V3PCP at the mic. I'm in Inverhuron, on the shore of Lake Huron, just north of Kincardine.
Just your location again, please.
In Inverhuron, Ontario, which is on the shore of Lake Huron, just north of Kincardine.
Oh yes, yeah. I get names mixed up, you know. Yeah, I haven't been there in many years, but nice place. 7-3, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Paul. 7-3. And this is VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for any further check-ins. So we are 36 minutes into the net. I'm up to 7 check-ins, a little bit light compared to other weeks, but I guess maybe people are busy tonight. This is VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for any check-ins. This is the Sandbox Net, VE3RCAF, standing by for check-ins. This is the Sandbox Roundtable Net, VE3RCAF, standing by for any check-ins. And for anyone that is listening, we will try 160 tonight at 7:30, 1.933 megahertz. I'm not sure if we'll get any traffic, but we will still go there and see what transpires. This is Rob V3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for any other check-ins.
V3 Foxtrot Alpha Sierra.
V3FAS, come on in.
Yeah, fine, Rod. V3RCAF. I used to work for that outfit back in the 60s and the 70s. Phil here, just west of Shelburne. Go ahead.
Yep, Roger, Phil. Yeah, very good. This is Rob V3PCP at the mic. I'm helping out operating the RCAF special call sign. That's actually available for use all across Canada in all the call areas. So the different operators are activating it at different points in time throughout the month of April. So we operated for World Amateur Radio Day, and we are operating it tonight to get a few more in the log. QSL.
Yeah. You and Joe. Roger. Okay. Yeah, I've heard you mention that before. I had a lot of fun in the RCAF flying all those aircraft. 73 Rob, V3FAS.
Okay, Phil, very good. Well, I do appreciate you stopping by, and thank you for your service in the Armed Forces, QSL.
Yeah, that's a bit of a misnomer, I think. I was a civilian in the work for the Defense Research Board, DRB, and did a lot of flying with the RCAF, or
Yeah, the forces anyway, including quite a bit of flying in the 104 Starfighter, which was quite a thrill. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Well, you still participated, which is more than a lot of people can say. I never did. Both my father and his mother and father were in the armed forces as well. But I don't think any of them saw active duty, but they were at least spent some time in the armed forces. QSL.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, a lot of good guys in there. 73 Rob, VE3RCAF.
Yeah, 73 Phil, thanks for dropping by. This is VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for check-ins. Sandbox Roundtable Net, VE3RCAF, standing by for any check-ins.
Just a quick comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Cliff.
I was just checking my wall, and I noticed my license up there. Just in the brag mode. Back in 16th of March, 1953, is when I skipped school and went up to over Duffy's Tavern on Main Street in Hamilton and wrote my ticket. That makes me 70 years playing this silly stuff. I should be brainwashed by now, right?
Well, you should be, or maybe you've absorbed enough RF in your system that the brainwashing didn't take effect.
Well, maybe that's what my problems have been the last few years. I was putting them down as medical, not mental, but whatever. You may have it. All right, just thought I'd throw that in, too. I'm sure everybody... VE3RCAF.
Well, you know what? Congratulations, Cliff. That's, in this day and age, that's a big accomplishment to be in something for that many years.
Yes, the way things are anymore, I acknowledge your comments.
Yeah, for sure. I know my dad, his original call sign was Victor Echo 3 Echo Hotel Echo. That would be a real dot one for CW. He got, I think he got his ticket in the mid-60s. And then there was an Air Force base in Vanastra, or just south of Clinton, and they had a ham radio club there with the call sign VE3CRW. So when they folded up, he managed to get that call sign. So he VE3CRW until he passed away in 2008. So you may have heard him on. I know that he was pretty regular on ONTARS.
Well, that's great. Congratulations on that. I've had, I believe, 13 different calls over the years, and that's various countries as well. All right, that's enough BS for me. We'll be in the background, VE3RCAF.
Okay, Cliff, very good. Well, it's good to have a bit of chatter to fill up the time. So between the many check-ins, hi. Well, this is Rob, VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for further check-ins.
You want some more bragging, Rob?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
VE3RCAF. This is my 64th year in ham radio, and loving every minute of it.
Well, that's good. That's another big accomplishment too. It's ham radio is one of those hobbies that even if you get away from it for a while, it's always there for you to come back to. QSO.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, 73 again and again and again.
Yes. CW proves the fact.
CW forever.
You got her, buddy. Well done.
And if it doesn't have tubes, it's not real ham radio. Dit 7-3, Phil. This is VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, looking for further check-ins. I think somebody's going to have to talk to the NHL and tell them not to book any hockey games before 9 o'clock on a Saturday evening. They're cutting into our check-in time. This is Rob, VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for any check-ins. This is the Sandbox Roundtable Net, VE3RCAF, standing by for any check-ins. And surprisingly, the conditions are not all that bad tonight. I think I only had to use the receive antenna on one station. Everybody else has been nice and strong. So I guess conditions are variable, to say the least. This is Rob, VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for check-ins. This is the Sandbox Roundtable Net, VE3RCAF, standing by for any further check-ins. This is the Sandbox Roundtable Net, VE3RCAF, standing by for any check-ins.
Are you still looking at securing over the summer?
Yeah, I haven't really had a discussion with the other operators yet, but if the conditions stay like it is tonight, then we're probably good, probably good for another month. But I suspect that that's probably going to come to a screaming halt before then.
Yeah, things do tame down. It's been proven over a number of years, so it's not as though it's something you're having to deal with.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think 80 meters this year, I think it's probably the worst I've heard in a very long time. And I know Ontars is they're shutting down their afternoon shift the end of April, so I think that's a month early from what they did last year. But anyway, I'll get chatting with the other controllers, and we'll come to some sort of agreement.
Yeah, carry on.
Okay, Cliff, thanks always for your support. This is Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force, for the Sandbox Roundtable Net, looking for further check-ins.
And VE3MHV.
VE3MHV, come on in.
That's Victor Echo 3, November, Hotel Papa. And again, we just got a bit of a wire up here for 80. I guess the band is not in the best of shape. The signals sound pretty weak.
Well, it's I guess it depends on your perspective. It's certainly better than it was last week. but for me at least anyway. And it's I know the currently the SFI number is 0, so I don't know whether that's just a typo or maybe it's an error of some sort, but I've seen worse conditions, but I've certainly seen a lot better. So what's your location and your name? This is Rob, and I'm in Inver Huron on the shore of Lake Huron, and I'm using a special call sign this evening, VE3RCAF, which is for the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force. QSO.
That's right. Yeah, I think I saw that on the webpage. Well, right now we're just running a DX10 and into a random wonder here, like about 60 feet long, and in the back there, trying to place it off the tower and that type of thing. Didn't turn the amplifier on today, so we're running an FTDX10 and a 100 watts here.
Okay, very good. And if I'm correct here, your name is Dwayne. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, and we're installed.
Okay, Dwayne, very good. Well, you're in and out a little bit, but at least I was able to copy you there, so I do appreciate the check-in tonight.
Yeah, okay, very good. And just maybe a quick hello to Cliff. Are you still listening?
Hi, IR.
How are you doing?
Last time I checked, not as good as some people, but I'm assuming too, I'm better than a few too, that are all locked into the hospitals. Over.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, sounds like you're doing well. Your amplifier running good?
Yeah, it is. It's pumping along better than I am, actually.
Okay. Well, let me know if you got any problems there, Cliff. Be up and down that road there probably quite a bit this summer.
Yeah, okay. Well, I rebuilt it here a bit. I upped the plate voltage by a few hundred volts, and I'm pumping about 700 or 800 watts out of it when I get it really hot and fired up.
Yeah, don't do that. I guess we won't get into too much. What do you do to get the plate voltage up? Did I just move it to 220?
No, well, I've got it on 220 now, yes, but there are two power supplies in there. They're running in series. I broke that apart and made them in parallel. I'm sorry, they were in parallel, and God, I don't even know where I am anymore. I've got them running in series now, so I just about doubled the plate voltage with the internal power packs is what there are there, and it's worked out well. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'll be looking to see what you did more carefully next time we come over to Cliff. So I guess you got a big lift there, so we can get a bigger amplifier up and down those stairs.
Yeah, well, the wife is a little concerned having had the heart attack and the pacemaker, and she was concerned the extra RF with me sitting right in front of this machine. It was going to affect my pacemaker. Obviously, it hasn't.
Very good. Glad you're doing well, Cliff. I don't have much to add in an email, but certainly if you need anything, give me a call. I don't hold the net up. Mind you, I guess it's not too busy, but we'll turn it back to, I think it's Rob, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, Roger. It's Rob, V3PCP at the microphone.
Yeah, okay. Sorry to take a few minutes to Cliff there. I just haven't spoke with him in a while. Carry on, Rob. I'll try to fine-tune this antenna here maybe tomorrow, and we'll get a little more power into the wire here so you can hear me.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I hear you okay, and but a little bit more power is definitely a big help on 80 meters this time of year for sure. At the bottom of the hour, then we go to 160 meters for some time and see if we can get some people up there as well.
All right. Well, I don't have an antenna, but I go down to it. And I've been monitoring here on the Sandbox Net for a while. I just a couple of years ago, I dropped my 80-meter antenna on the ground and changed the configuration around. But we'll carry on about that another day there if you want to hear the whole saga.
Yeah, okay, very good. And I am currently live stream. I live stream whenever I'm operating as net control in the Sandbox. So if you go to YouTube and search for my VE3 PCP, then you'll find the live stream there. So anyway, thanks for dropping by, Dwayne73, and look for you again another time. This is Rob, VE3RCAF for the Sandbox Net, standing by for any check-ins.
You have VE9 Whiskey Oscar Whiskey calling in a number of times.
Okay, very good. V9 WOW. I'll take a listen and give it another try.
Go ahead there, Jimbo. VE9 Whiskey Oscar Whiskey 3 Charlie Alpha Fox. All right, pal. I'll make sure you're on the payroll here. You're not rattling my windows by any means. You are readable Q4 to 5. So thanks for taking the extra effort and chiming in for Rob here. This is VE3RCAF. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, okay, Cliff, very good. Yeah, I switched antennas and I was just able to hear him in there, but about a 3x3, so that's why I logged him in at. But he's in the log, and thanks for the relay, Cliff.
You're on the payroll, Jimbo. No extra charge for old buddies like you. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, thanks for the relay, Cliff. And this is Rob, Victor Echoes 3, Royal Canadian Air Force, standing by for any further check-ins.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo, Mike Juliet.
Victor Alpha 3, Romeo, Sierra Bravo.
Okay, I acknowledge RMJ and Romeo, Sierra Bravo. Rob, V3RMJ, come on in.
Very good evening, Rob. Hello to Cliff and everybody else. I just turned the radio on, so I'm not sure who all was there, but very good evening. Nice, pleasant day with, except for maybe the occasional little snow shower there, whatever it was. I saw it a couple times, but other than that, got lots done outside. It was a productive day. Nothing else to report, Rob, so I'll keep it short. Back to you from the 3RMJ.
Okay, very good, Rob. Well, good to hear you in there. And earlier on, we had Ryan from the Air Cadets in Goderich, VA3SQN on, and let him know to try and look you up if you're up in the air, and he's able to find out what frequency and so forth for you, QSL.
Yeah, very good. Typically 14140 is when I hang out, Rob, and usually that's when an aeronautical mobile is on 14140. If I want to get to the guys in Canada, I know it doesn't work for the stateside because they're not allowed to the 115 without CW. But if I'm trying to make QSOs, that sort of restricts the amount. It works best, and then I'll usually bounce around from there. But that's the starting point if you're talking to him, okay?
Yep, very good. He may still be listening, I'm not sure. And I'm live streaming, so it'll be on the recording, so I'll let him know that. I'm going to be doing a sked with him sometime during the week here. He wants to some of his cadets to get on the RCF call log as well, QSL.
Very, very good. I'm assuming they're only weekends because I work next Thursday. I'm doing the domestic to Calgary, and that's a good 4 hours each way, but I don't need the HF for the Oceanics. I'll have a radio at my disposal, 2 of them actually at my disposal, so but I'm thinking, Thursday they're probably in school or whatever they're doing, so that probably won't work. But anyways, I can flip you notes on when I'm working weekends and stuff like that. You can pass it on to them, or you can contact me directly, and I can send them a note, whatever works best for them. They're over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'll maybe drop an email, and I'll look. Is your email on QRZ?
Yeah, it's good there.
Okay, I'll maybe drop them an email and include you in on it, and get you guys connected there. They had a contact with the space shuttle here about a year and a half ago, I guess. I I was able to copy the space shuttle on my VHF UHF remote station here and record it for them. So we've kind of connected that way, QSL.
Yeah, very good. I doubled with you a little bit at the start there, but anyways, I got the gist of it. All right, I'll let you go. I see you're short on the time there. So 7-3, have a good night, good net. 7-3 from VE3RMJ.
Yeah, okay, Rob, very good. And Victor Alpha 3, Romeo Sierra Bravo, come on in.
Good evening, and good evening to our frequency. Well, I got my morning walk in this morning. I had a stiff knee, and it performed well enough this morning that I got about as far as I wanted to go. And pretty nice day around here. Not overly warm or anything like that, but not blizzard or anything like that to worry about. So I just got down here, so what signals I have heard have been very good. So thank you for conducting the net, and we'll turn it back to you.
Okay, Ron, very good. Yeah, it hasn't been all that bad, actually. The only one I couldn't copy was V9WOW, but Cliff was there to give a relay, so we got him in the log at least anyway. But okay, Ron, very good. We're at the bottom of the hour, and I got to get up to 160. Probably not going to have anybody waiting for me, but I'd like to try and keep the schedule. So thanks for dropping in. VA3 Romeo Sierra Bravo, VE3RCAF.
7-3, and have a good day tomorrow.
Yeah, you as well. This is Rob, Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force. I'm going to close the 80-meter portion down tonight. I thank everybody that checked in and rode along and did relays and just added to the content of the net. Had a good net tonight. And we'll see you next Saturday. So we're going to QSY to 1.933 megahertz on 160 meters, and we'll turn this frequency back to regular MHU 73 VE3RCAF. Is the frequency in use, VE3RCAF. And good evening, everyone. This is Rob, Victor Echo 3, Romeo Charlie Alpha Foxtrot, VE3RCAF. We're running a special call sign tonight for the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force. And this is the Sandbox 160-meter net. We operate the net every evening from 6:30 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. on 3.733, and then on Saturday evening, after I am done at 7:30, then I come up here and we hang out here for a little bit and give others an opportunity to stretch their legs on 160 and take some check-ins here. So with that, we will stand by and see if there's anyone out there wishing to check into the Sandbox Net, VE3RCAF. And this is the Sandbox Roundtable Net, VE3RCAF, standing by for any check-ins. This is the Sandbox Roundtable 160 meter net. This is Rob of VE3RCAF standing by for any check-ins. And this is the Sandbox 160 meter net. This is Rob of VE3RCAF standing by looking for anyone wishing to check into the net. This is Rob, Victor Echo 3, Romeo Charlie Alpha Foxtrot, VE3RCAF, for the 160 meter Sandbox net, standing by looking for anyone wishing to check in. This is the Sandbox Roundtable net, VE3RCAF, standing by for any check-ins. This is the Sandbox 160 meter net, Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force, standing by for any check-ins. And this is the Sandbox 160 meter net. This is Rob, Victor Echo 3, Romeo Charlie Alpha Foxtrot, standing by for any check-ins. This is the Sandbox 160 meter net. This is Victor Echo 3, Romeo Charlie Alpha Foxtrot, Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force, standing by for any check-ins. Sandbox Roundtable net. We'll make this our last call for 160 meters. Not seeing any activity. So this is Rob, Victor Echo 3, Royal Canadian Air Force for the Sandbox 160 meter net. Last call for the net. VE3RCAF. Okay, nothing heard, so we'll close this portion of the net down, and maybe we'll see anybody again next weekend. VE3RCAF 73.